learning in anticipation of the election. Today is Psalm 16 with 16 days to go. And this is just the right psalm, I think, for this moment. Don't you think, Jim? Jim? I think he thinks so too. He's coming. So this psalm, after Psalm 15, which, is such a beautiful psalm. Everyone knows Psalm 15. Who will stand in this holy place? The one with clean hands, right? That walks in moral integrity and practice of righteousness and speaks truth. That's the one. Righteousness, right? The one that has borne no slander upon his tongue or done evil to his fellow or tolerated aspirations cast on their neighbor, right? We remember Psalm 15. It just was kind of a culmination, the opposite of the withered person, the person who in the face of evil does right, calls it out, and does what is right. We have to believe that we're growing that somehow. We are growing this intolerance for slander. You see? And Psalm 16, I think, really delivers us to this moment that makes us make a choice. It makes us make a choice. So, Jim, are you ready to do the prayers? Jim?
Hello, 1 second.
He's coming. So, let me just offer some of this psalm then. So we have a new beginning for this song, Michtam David. We don't really know what a Michtam is, but Hirsch suggests that it's a teaching of David. What is David trying to teach us here? What is the psalmist trying to teach us? And we've been talking about this, how the psalmist is offering us a different theology than we get in the pshat, in the simple meaning of most texts where there is a transcendent God. The psalmist is really taking that transcendent God and challenging us to make it immanent, to be channels for godliness, to find godliness within. And I think this psalm really helps us do that. So you want to offer a blessing?
Yeah, and also with this psalm, this one is one that, I don't know, there's some lines in this psalm that appear all the time.
You do.
And also just come up in my writing all the time. And a couple of really beautiful long lines. V'arev na Adonai Eloheinu et divrei torecha b'finu u'v'fi yamcha beit Yisrael. ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל. כולנו יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך. ברוך אתה אדוני המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. Amen.
Amen.
God, make the words of your teaching pleasant on our lips and the lips of all those that come into our circle, so we can spend in time and learning for the pleasure of it.
Really.
For its implications in our lives. Blessed are you who teaches to your people in this fashion. Amen.
Amen. So, this psalm, I think, is saying that it's giving us, it's giving us a strategy, a prescription, in a way, of the path to follow. Shiviti Adonai. Right? I put God before me. Always. We will hear in just a moment.
But not this place. This place.
This place,
in
right.
This place.
Yeah, that's the point. You see, you don't look to the heavens for God
in this
in
place.
The Psalms. We don't look to the heavens. We look right here, like in the equal, right? In the leveling of everyone. That's where we find godliness. And those are the words that are used. So this is the michtam, the ultimate teaching of David, right?
Well, yeah, the way Rabbi Hirsch talks about it, Samson Raphael Hirsch, it's like it signifies that he's talking to himself.
Right.
Like this is a fundamental principle for himself. It's like
how he lives.
No to myself.
Yeah.
That's great.
What's the deal with the gold, though? What is the gold?
Well, he's trying to trace the word, and he says that if when it's used in many ways, it refers to some kind of really high level, high form of gold. Right. But then he comes to understand here that, and also a color, a kind of gold that is more reddish in color, like how
pink gold.
Like pink gold. Yeah. But he comes down on where he says it's something that he's recorded for himself. He says, I love that. I wrote that into my piece.
Yeah, I love that. So, keep me. For I take refuge in you. Bach. I find mercy in you. What does it mean to be in God? Not other than God, but in God. In a moment of weakness, you said to God, you are my master, but my happiness does not rest in you. In other words, you are something separate from me. And so, I'm separate from you, right? You're my master. You're something other than me. In a moment of weakness, I forgot that, right?
It's interesting. Yeah.
But my happiness. So when we do that, when we find God something far off, we can't. We're not going to be able to have the strength we need to find joy even in the brokenness, right? I guess we have to know that we are in God and God is in us to be able to get through this awful time, whether it's grief or brokenness or whatever it is you're dealing with. It's not a separate God. You can't pray to something outside of yourself to find that strength. It is through the holy ones that are part of the earthly world and who are powerful therein that my desires are fulfilled. But the
Kiddushim. Right. Like in the memorial prayer, the Kiddushim are generally taken to be the holy ones who are standing in the other world, like the highest and the purest ones. Here, he wants to make the point they're of the earth. These are the holy ones of the earth, Kiddushim.
Right.
Asher ba'aretz. Okay, girls, we'll be right with you.
Here, but the sufferings of those who attach themselves to another will only multiply. If you're looking for your answers outside of yourself, if you're looking for, these are the people who say, why did God do this to me? Why me, right?
And the Psalm says, I'm not going to waste my time on that.
Right.
I'm not even going to speak the names on my lips. I'm not going to talk about it.
I will not pour their drink offerings, even less than their blood. I would not even take their names on my lips because, you can't help them. They're not looking in the right place.
I'm not gonna.
They're not living in the
Bees
right
booze
place.
my time.
No. Verse 5. God is the portion of my inheritance. My cup. It's what I drink. You guide my fate even to the lowliest of the low. Right? So my fate was pleasant, and
Chavalim,
also my
this is such a mysterious line.
To me, right?
Some kind of lines or reins or fibers of connection. They're fallen to me, or they're waiting for me. They're laid out for me. These fibers of connection, or my lines somehow are left ni'imim, like pleasant places, or something like that.
Right.
This great line, it has so many implications.
You know, I also was thinking about this word, chavalim, because chavalim, chevel, right? Chevel and rake.
That's hey. This is a
Hey?
chet.
Oh, chet. Okay.
Yeah.
So my fate was pleasant, and also my inheritance was beautiful to me.
Shafra, Shapiro. Those of you named Shapiro appear in the psalm. Beautiful. They're beautiful for me. Or the river. Nachala is also a river.
Nachal.
I don't know. Who knows? The river that's flowing through me is beautiful.
Right. Like,
hold on, girls.
Right.
Better hurry up. The girls are getting ready.
So here, I will bless the God. What is it? I will bless.
Avarech.
I will bless.
Yeah.
Adonai, right?
Yeah.
I will bless.
This is so first person until the end.
All right. I will bless this godliness that has given me counsel, that has lived through me, also for the nights in which my passion has instructed me.
Oh, yeah. The night visions.
Shiviti Adonai lenegdi tamid.
Here's the line that everybody quotes.
Everybody knows. It's
Verse
above
8.
every ark, you know.
Shiviti. And you put it on your wall, you know, because it's mostly understood as I set God before.
I think it's on our Mizrach.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Shiviti Adonai lenegdi tamid. I have set this
Hold on, girls.
Right before me. At my own level, not way up here, not out there. That's not where you're going to find godliness. That's not where you're going to find the answers. That's not where you're going to find the strength. That's not where you're going to find the energy to respond in holy ways.
The word signifies some sort of evening out.
Shaveh, right? I will set God.
The negdi, like corresponding to me, you know, like your Ezekanegdo, you know, is Kenegdi. She's corresponding to me. Neged is such an interesting root Magid of the story, Haggadah of the telling in the sense that the truth, the what is, and the way you say it corresponds to each other. You know, there's the story, and then there is what the story is about. Right. And they correspond to each other if it's true. If it's not true, there's no correspondence there. Hold on, girls.
I have set this godliness right here with me always. I shall be moved no more.
Ba'alamut.
Because God is sitting at my right hand, right here.
Then there's this lachin in verse 9. A lachin, all of a sudden we're exiting poetry, I think, and we enter prose. Therefore. You know, it's a different kind of language. Therefore. Lachin. Here comes the lachin. What's the therefore? You're outside of the poem now? Therefore. It belongs in another place. Switches languages to prose. Now you're in prose. I'm going to tell you a little bit more than I would have spoken otherwise. I'm going to exit the poem for a second. Lachin. Therefore, samach libi. Okay, here's the therefore. My heart is glad. My heart is happy. My heart has some joy in it. Libi, samach libi v'yagel kevodi. And my presence here can rejoice. I can find that in my presence here. Yishkon levetach. And I can rest in that what I know, what I feel now, I can rest in that safely. I can find something dependable in that.
When my heart, is not only heavy, when my glory rejoices, my flesh rests.
Hold on,
in
girls.
Safety. Verse 10. I will not be abandoned. You will not abandon my soul.
Don't abandon my soul.
To the grave.
Don't leave me here alone in the dark. Lishol. Lo titain chasidcha. So, because I'll see terrible things there. I don't want to see terrible things there.
Yeah. Nor will you suffer. Me, who I am so devoted to you, to see only destruction. And then finally, verse 11. You make me know the path of life in spite of myself. Some days, hurt so much, I don't want to. Right? You make me know the path of life. I know my friend Diane knows this. You make me know this path of life. The fullness of joy, the times I find myself still delighting in things, even with a broken heart. And there's that right hand again. Bliss from thy right hand forevermore. As long as there's life, as long as we know how to find this godliness, this goodness, there is hope.
Okay, here's my piece. Girls, listen to this. This is accompaniment by animals. They're texting, actually. That's their form of texting. It's not quite a bark, it's a text.
Right.
Psalm 16. Note to self. David, note to myself. Pocket me, God, for I am hiding in you. My soul speaking, my good, not contingent. Hey, holy ones, those of the earth, that is, I want you with me. Sufferings around me, I'm not blinking. God, my portion, my cup, my fate, lines left for me in pleasant places, streaming beauty. I bless God by night. I see God in everything. I see God next to me. Don't let my soul get away. Your face, your right hand, your evermore. October 18th, 2020, Telim on the ceiling, 16 days, counting.
Psalm 16, with 16 days to go. Have a good day with a day of lift.